I remember, I remember one instance when Baba was going to Pandharpur. That was, I think, 54 November. And there was a big fair in Pandharpur, and Gadge Maharaj had arranged Baba's darshan during that fair there in Pandharpur. I knew about this Baba's visit, and I was very keen to go along with Baba and the Mandli to Pandharpur. And when the day came, I heard that Baba had actually left, not taking me. And I felt sorely disappointed as to how Baba forgot me. And I was very cross about this instance. Suddenly, a car stops near our house, and in comes a Mandli member and says, "Come on, Baba wants you, come over immediately." And Baba had actually left for Pandharpur, and he had left the outskirts of Satara 3 miles beyond, and he had stopped the car and remembered to call me. So I had to hastily get dressed, and I remember it was Nariman who had come over to call me. And I was very happy that Baba remembered me like that. And I got the advantage of going along with Baba to Pandharpur and watch him. And he was being introduced by Gadge Maharaj. They're saying that in the congregation of thousands upon thousands of people were gathered there on the banks of that river there in Pandharpur. And Gadge Maharaj said, "You come here to see Vitthal, whereas here is Vitthal himself." And people bowed down to Baba and made their obeisance and sang bhajans to him. That was a very wonderful instance I remember of Baba in Pandharpur. One day in Satara, a cripple, he was complete cripple from childhood. He had deformed arms and legs. He couldn't walk about. He was a very old cripple. That means he was more than 40 years then when he was brought to Baba. And the relatives had asked Baba, requested Baba to relieve this cripple of his present condition. The cripple could not be brought into Baba's room. So Baba walked out and went to the cripple, who was in a sort of a baby cot. And there Baba made a gesture like this and like this. And I don't know what it meant, but after a few days, the relatives of this cripple managed to get him into a nursing home in Bombay, and looked after his comfort there. And I think it was St. Andrew's home in Bombay, where he was shifted to. And the cripple later on dropped his body there after some time. That's the one story which I remember about. One day I disobeyed Baba, and I'll tell you how. After the 1955 Sahvas, I was returning back to Satara, and Baba asked me, "Since you're going to Satara and none of the Mandlis present there, you make it a point to visit our house there in Satara every day and inquire after the servants. You just look them up and look to their needs. If they want anything, you bring for them, etc." I returned to Satara, And I completely disobeyed Baba. I never went once to this house of Baba's there, Grafton, and I never inquired after the servants, etc. Baba returned to Satara and then called for me. He says, "Did you obey my orders?" I said, "Baba, I didn't go." And I made it some lame excuse of not going there. Then Baba gave me a chiding on this, and then he said, "What's the use of your love when you can't do a simple thing, as I tell you this? You have got to obey me 10%, however nominal or menial it may look. And why did you not obey, I wonder?" But I just could not give him the right answer. Anyway, he says, "I warn you now, from now on, you should obey me 10%. And I tried to, but as I told you, in 65, I failed to go to that service again, which is pricking me very much in the heart. Well, this is my family. My wife Rati, Zareen, my elder daughter, Armati, and Shiraz.
I first met Baba in 1954 when I was 2.5 years old. And Baba was standing on the veranda and Dr. Kabir was combing his hair. Baba was standing on the veranda and Dr. Kabir was combing his hair. And then Baba walked inside and asked Kabir to bring me in. And Dr. Kabir picked me up in her arms and took me inside to Baba. Then Baba picked me up in his arms and asked me to choose one apple from the shelves he had. There were about 4 or 5 shelves of apples, and he asked me to pick one. Being a very small child, I wanted to pick up the largest and the reddest apple. So it took me a lot of time picking up the right apple. And finally, Dr. Kabir also helped me picking up the right one. And that's how I met Baba for the first time.